All right, everyone. Day 18 of Carnivore Diet. Now, one thing that I want to talk about that is near and dear to me that I've started, and I've always kind of done this throughout my faith, but I've really gotten into fasting. I'm gonna put that in the thumbnail. But when it comes to keto, the keto diet, the low carb, high fat allows you to go into ketosis without fasting, right? But when you fast and you do ketosis, you have much better results, turns out. Now, what I'm doing, let me first say I don't want anybody to take this as direction or anything like that. This is me, what I'm doing, and I always consult my doctor and nutritionist before I do something. So, what I'm doing is I'm doing a 22 to 2 fast. That means I fast for 22 hours and I eat for 2 hours. And when I eat ketogenic foods, right? Low carbs, high fat, high protein. Um, I told you all that I would show you the strips, and I'll put the picture in here or at the end of the video. We'll see. We'll see how fancy I get with the editing, right? But yesterday, I tested myself, and I was zero point 0.9 in ketosis. And my buddy told me that that's light to moderate ketosis, which is good. It can go from 0.5 to 3, and some can even get as high as 8. But I was in 0.9. And the way that fasting works is that after 11 hours, you digest your food, and after 11 hours, your body starts burning fat. And then at about 16 hours, you go into ketosis. And I think it's 19 hours, you go to autophagy, which is when your cells get regenerated. And fasting is great. I am doing intermittent fasting, and I'm also bringing God into the equation. I'll talk about that in a second. But this intermittent fasting is interesting because I'm not doing this for, you know, 2 or 3 days, and sometime I may do that, but when I do that, I won't share it to the world, right? God says when you fast, tell nobody and put oil on your face and all that. This is intermittent fasting for health, and I'm also utilizing prayer and getting close to God. Now, about that, the Bible says, actually, Jesus says, when you fast, and he doesn't say if. So those of us who follow him, sometimes we need to fast because it gets all of that worldly food, and it shows that our desire for him is bigger than our desire for fleshly urges, right? um I've got to say, when I fast, I feel almost euphoric. My stomach, that it I don't know why, but it feels nice having nothing in my stomach, and I just feel like I'm burning fat. I have this mental clarity that's amazing. I'm able to do my schoolwork better, and while going to the park, I just think it's just so nice. So my ketosis stuff is I'm at zero point 0.9. Since I have chronic pancreatitis and prediabetes or diabetes, whatever they want to call it, I'm at 196 glucose. So the GK ketosis I'm not in yet, but I have to lower my blood sugar. Got it. As far as my weight, today is day 18. I weighed myself yesterday on the 17th, and I am 240.8. That is a weight loss of 9.3 pounds since I started this 18 days ago. I'm not dropping weight too fast. Obviously, I'm not like 350 pounds, so I don't have a huge amount to lose very fast. I'm 240 and I need to lose about 50 pounds. But so far, it's dropping healthily. And once we get to 1 month, I'm going to show you guys when I started, I showed you my body without my shirt on. And I'm going to show you just right now, after day 18, my body is looking better. When my wife hugs me, she's like, "Wow, you're really losing weight," and she is too. It's incredible. Um, Now, the one thing that I got into when I was fasting for health, I kind of felt bad because I want to fast for health, but I also want to fast to honor God. And I want to be compliant with what Jesus said. You know, he said, when you love me, you follow my commandments. But I don't want it to be solely for weight. You know, I don't want him to think, well, I'm killing two birds with one stone, so I'm going to call it for God, but it's really for me. And the only way to do that is not just fast from food, but fast from social media, from TV, and all of that. And so that's what I've been doing. Um, I've been dedicating more time, the time that I would spend normally for that stuff, to God. And food is one of those things that gives us pleasure. Well, when we sacrifice our pleasure for the glory of God, that's what it's all about, right? Now, for those of you who are just looking for weight loss and not so much the God stuff, sorry, but it's kind of wrapped up in me. That's who I am. You know, I'm not Thomas DeLauer and a nutritionist or whatever, but I live my life, for God. And you all may have something else that you use for motivation. My number one motivation for doing this is for my wife. I want to live longer. Pancreatitis, I almost died um, when I was in the hospital, and I want to have kids with my wife and all of that. I put her before myself, and I also want to help spread the message, the gospel. And God can't do that with me unless I'm alive, right? One thing one thing I'm struggling with the ketosis is is the fat, right? The meat that I'm eating, the chicken and steak, it's not that high of fat. Yesterday, my protein was 259, which is insane. My fat was 78 grams. And, you need fat for ketosis. That's what they do when they burn it. Um, and so I have to figure that out. Eating meat is it's very protein heavy, and sometimes it can be fasting heavy, but yeah, that's just something that I have to deal with and I have to figure out. Probably going to eat more eggs. I've been, you know, um, I don't know about cheese and dairy. Some people say that that's not true carnivore, whatever. But anyways, I'm really excited. I lost 9.3 pounds in 18 days, which is almost zero point 0.5 per day. I'm loving this fasting thing, and they're not a sponsor or anything. I'm too small to have sponsors right now, but I'm using Fastic for my fasting, and Carb Manager for my carbs, and then there's just this random foot thing that I'm using for my walks. So I'm measuring my exercise, my fasting, and my nutrition to make sure, and I can share that stuff with you if you want. I don't care. I'm like I said, I want to be transparent. And one thing that's kind of been helping me, is that show Shaun of Steel, or the YouTube channel Shaun of Steel. It's pretty inspirational, and I've talked to him in his comment section about it. But it's really inspirational about how, I mean, this man was 600 pounds, 600 plus, and he talks about his journey and how hard it was, how he had to go to like 100 doctor's appointments, and he was kicked off one time because they found out he was smoking, and finally he did it, and now he's down to 300 something pounds, and it's really great. I love weight loss. I watch my 600-pound life and things like that, but I love weight loss stories from somebody who's genuine and who will be totally transparent. We those of us who I wouldn't say I'm part of Goro World, but ALR and Chantel, we're used to deception and lies and manipulation, and it's just nice to see people who actually talk about that stuff. But anyways, yeah, if I'm not going to recommend anything for anybody, but I'm just going to say fasting is one of my new favorite things. Now I get it. Make sure you're not overdoing it. I'm not Gandhi over here, but it's a daily thing. Now it's not every day. I don't do it every day. Probably 3 or 4 times a week I do that, and then I go to 16/8 fasting so that I just get up to the fat loss, but the fat burning stage. But I would say that it's the fasting has helped me the most. Not only does it put you in ketosis, but it helps you on the keto diet. Also, another thing I want to say is thank you to everyone who's watching. I know these videos are only getting 50, views and all of that stuff, and probably won't ever be a big YouTuber. I'm actually going to start doing more gun content because I love guns, and my next one's going to be about the 1911. But I want it to be about God, guns, and weight loss. You ever gone to a walk and you've done it so much, but on the first lap you're like, geez, this is a lot of work. And it's like, why? It's like, well, you just did 3 miles yesterday, of course, And that's what I've been doing. This park that in Southern Oregon, if you ever want to walk it with me, it's right off of. I should probably dox myself, should I? Anyways, it's in Southern Oregon. It's 0.66 miles, and I walk around it 5 times, and that's 3.2 something miles. It's really nice, and Lila likes it too. She's running away. I don't know if you can see her, but yeah, I'm just happier. My wife's not with me today because she's doing homework. I've got homework too. I've got a big test I've got to do today. But anyways, enough of the blog style stuff. I just wanted to talk to you about fasting and how it's doing. And I'm going to try and get better into editing. I paid for an editing software, and we're going to see if we can lighten these videos up a little bit. Bear with me. I'm not an editor, and I think that like VFX stuff is the earthly version of hell because I'm a procrastinator, and I'm not very big on stuff like that. Jeez, Ly, you're making the thing go. Anyways, I love y'all. God bless, and thanks for watching.